What's going on, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Venomoth again because of its perplexing powder attack. I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce that a ton during this video. That for 1 grass energy does 30 damage, and then your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, and during your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any item cards from their hand. This is pretty good, but being able to combo it with everybody's favorite #1 enemy, Budew, and its Itchy Pollen attack, which is 0 energy for 10 damage that does pretty much the exact same thing, means that we're going to be able to item lock our opponent almost indefinitely while taking advantage of Froslass and its Freezing Shroud ability, where during Pokemon Checkup, we put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So the more that we can stack up, the more damage we can do. We do get to run Munkidori as well, where we're going to be able to move that damage around and just be really, really annoying. So the whole goal is that we item lock our opponent and then just stack a whole bunch of damage up and be really, really frustrating. One of the ways that we're going to be able to do this easily is just our roster of supporters, but then we're also playing the Neutralization Zone, sorry. And this A-Spec, in my opinion, isn't great, but for this deck, it works really well, where you can prevent all the damage done to your Pokemon that have any rules box or anything like that. And so it pretty much turns all your Pokemon into Mimikyu, which is super powerful because we're just going to keep being annoying and item locking them and stalling out as much time as possible. The main thing with this, though, is that you don't want to play it right away. You want to save it towards the later stages of the game, where they've already kind of placed their own stadiums down, trying to bump your Artazons, things like that. One of the weaknesses of this card is that if you play it down and then they just go like Sacred Tree on turn 2, well, you didn't really get any value out of it, and it's kind of worthless. So at that point, it's not really that great. We do also run the Colress Tenacity in order to get our Luminous Energy as well as the Neutralization Zone. And obviously, we just play Iono to reshuffle our opponent's hands, be really annoying. Irida in order to find items, and our Froslass. We do have Lana's Aid in case our Froslass get knocked out or we need a new Budew or Venomoth or whatever. Research, just because we need new cards and we don't really care about getting things discarded. We can pick them up pretty easily. And then we run the, I believe it's pronounced Arezu, where it just kind of functions like a Hyper Aroma, where we're able to get 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have rule box, reveal them, put them in our hand, so that will speed up our Froslasks as well as our Venomoth evolutions. One of the things that also helps this deck out and why Budew is so good in it is the fact that before, this deck was good but not great because of the fact that you still had to evolve into Venomoth in order to get things to happen. But the process of getting into Venomoth was a little bit hard, and then also you aren't item locking until that happens. And so it's great if you could get it on turn 2, but if you couldn't, then you were in a kind of rough position. With Budew, it guarantees that you're item locking from turn 2 if you go first automatically in almost all cases, and if you're forced to go second, that's fine. You can start your item lock pretty much right away, which works out really, really well. But yeah, that's pretty much the list, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list, any changes that you would make. There's definitely some stuff that I think I might change, like just having 1 boss's orders to guarantee, I think could be an alright change. Like if you wanted to cut 1 Iono, I think that would be fine, but so far it's been working out. Or maybe even some extra copies of Counter Catcher, but I don't know what I would edit for them, so definitely let me know. But yeah, be sure to let me know what you want to see in the next video as well, and any cards or decks you want to see covered on the channel. And yeah, anything else, just let me know. And as always, I just want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for that additional level of support. It really does go a long way, and it means a lot, so thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, I think that's just about everything, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys all in game number 1 in a second. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 1, and our opponent's going to be going first. We open our Budew, as well as Iono, and the Ultra Ball. We see Charmander from our opponent. I think we just drop Iono right away. Our hand is pretty bad. If anything, we could go Ultra Ball, get rid of like something that we draw, just to guarantee one copy of Froslass or Snorunt. Or even just getting, like, our, like, Venonat set up. Because it's going to be a nest ball for what I assume will be, like, Rotom or a Pidgey. Magby. Oh, is this their counter to Budew? During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon is damaged by an attack. Okay. That's pretty fun. Didn't really get anything done, though, so... I think I'm okay doing this. I think I'm fine playing slow for the turn. I only need one energy to start attacking with anyway. And if they retreat, that's fine. I can retreat, go Venomoth, knock this out, and if I take the 60 damage, it doesn't really matter. Iono's fine. I was going to do that anyway, but it does mean I just don't get the Venonat out right now. Venonat, or Venomoth, God. Man, I am stumbling over my words. They go Magby. I didn't even know this card was a thing. When did this come out? Place that down. Make both of these. We'll go Irida. Grab this. And Buddy Poffin. Get rid of these. I'm curious if weakness will apply. We're gonna find out. Perplexing Powder. Scorching Heat. No. I genuinely didn't know if, like, weakness would apply there, or if it just has the set, you know, 60 no matter what kind of situation. They're still item locked. Seems like they kind of got a bad hand, though, but the item locking is definitely helping us. Because they're locked for 2 turns, we don't have anything to really worry about. I mean, I guess the only thing we would actually have to worry about is if they go... Like, if they find Sacred Tree, they could use Sacred Tree, make Charizard. Yeah, but then they wouldn't be able to attack. So I think the game's just over. Hey! And it, like that, it's just that easy, boys. God, this deck is kind of toxic, but it is so much fun. Really interesting to see the Magby. I don't know if that's the card I would use, but it's very interesting. I didn't even know this was a card, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, alright, pretty fast game, so maybe we'll do more than 3 games in this video, we'll see. But that's game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a second. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2, and we're going to have our opponent be going first. We see Dark Sleeves, so could be another Charizard matchup. We see the Snorunt. It looks like it is. We're going to go 2 for 2 back to back. We get our Snorunt. We do have Irida as well, Buddy Poffin. We see Moltres. Interesting. Nest Ball for Rotom, maybe? I assume it's Rotom or Pidgey. Yep, there's the Pidgey. Top deck, Munkidori. Not bad. Bring these in, place this down. Froslass. Earthen Vessel. We'll go Earthen Vessel, get rid of Counter Catcher. Grab ourselves 2 energy. Our Dark Energy is prized again. It's pretty annoying. Retreat this out, bring in Budew. Go Itchy Pollen. And cut off the items. We have to find our legacy energy so that way we can utilize Munkidori. Or not legacy energy, luminous energy. There's too many cards to remember the names of everything. They go Arven for rare candy. They make Charmeleon. They pass. On his aid. We'll evolve this. Evolve that. Drop the Pal Pad. Drop that as well. Then go research. Where we get another Venonat, which is good for us. Make room for one more Snorunt. And then from here, we'll go just Itchy Pollen again. We don't really care about the direct damage as of right now. That this is doing. Like, we're fine letting this get knocked out. Because I'd rather the Budew get knocked out than the Venonat, or the Venomoth rather, because we can bring the Venomoth in, attack into the Charizard. We'll get 60 damage rather than 20, as well as getting the confusion, which could matter. And then we'll drop research all over again. I love this art for Professor Oak. It looks so good. Maybe my new favorite Professor's Research. They had to get rid of the Pidgeot EX and the rare candy. That's pretty good for us. This has free retreat, but they choose not to. Place that down. Place an energy here. Retreat. Get rid of these, grab this. Let's see, is our Luminous Energy in? Alright, both of our things are prized. That kind of sucks. Since I have another one, I'm going to bring this in. Because I really want to be able to get to... I really want to be able to get to my prize cards. So I can start healing my Munkidori. And spreading that damage out. There's no Iono, that doesn't really matter. Our situation stays the same pretty much no matter what. We do get our Neutralization Zone though. We've gotten pretty unlucky that our Dark Energy was prized with games. They retreat out. Burden Shout. So they actually still don't have their Zard. And it does mean that we KO this. So that's interesting. We don't really care. I guess we'll play this down just for safety. But there's really no reason to be honest. Let's see, do we get our Dark Energy? Nope. Another Venomoth. But we'll get another chance. It seems like our opponents... Yeah, they're just gonna FF. Well, it is what it is. Well, it's just the matchup. It's so strong against Charizard. We'll jump into game number 3 in a second. I feel like there's not much commentary I can really do because we just beat Charizard so handily. Like, this matchup is really, really difficult for them. And if they don't get, like, a really good opening hand, there's really not much they can do in the matchup. But, yeah, we'll jump into game 3 in a second, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 3, and we're going to be going first. We are going to mulligan here, but honestly, that's fine. The hand wasn't super great. This is okay. Ooh, we're playing up against, like, a fun little EV team. We will be able to take advantage of this. We'll go ahead and grab this and this, since we can evolve right into those. We don't really need to waste this yet, so we can pass. We would have loved an energy, but it's fine. If we can get the rescue board, that'll also work. So, depending on our hand, what we might end up doing. See the Terra Orb. Therion EX. These get us the same thing, pretty much. This one is just one less card than this one would be. It doesn't seem... Okay. I like having this, actually. Going Iono here to reshuffle and put the Flareon they want to use into the bottom of the deck. We'll grab these. I don't want to retreat just yet, because I want to be able to... it's fine, I already have the Luminous Energy in hand. We'll go Itchy Pollen, start the item lock. Because that's the most important thing to have happen here. We can always pick this back up, because we don't really need the Arezu anymore. Hoo-hoo, boosted evolution EV. Doesn't really matter if they get into Noctowl. It just allows them to bump the stadium, but like if they bump it, it's not that big of a deal. I, in theory, could have avoided playing it, but I don't think I really had to. At least not yet. That we'll make sure that gets knocked out. And then from here, I don't really need any of this stuff anymore. Yeah, that all works out. So from here, I'm gonna grab myself one more Snorunt. And just keep up the item lock. With the Froslass, I'll be able to maximize my damage. We get ourselves another Venomoth. I could have set up another Venonat, but I want to be able to do that after our Budew gets knocked out. Yep, and that's going to be a concession as well. We'll do one more game, because all these games have been super, super fast. Just because, again, just never being able to play items is such a broken thing. And for a deck like Eevee that needs the items in order to function, and also so many of their Pokemon play abilities, it's like this deck, if you don't run into Archaludon, you're pretty much good to go. your Dracopult matchup can be like a little bit hard sometimes, but like Archaludon is the only deck that you like actually have to worry about. Outside of that, you can kind of just bypass everything. But yeah, we'll jump into one more game because all of these have been incredibly fast. All right, we're into game number 4, I think, at this point, and we're going to be going first. We get our Venonat and our Snorunt, as well as Irida for a future turn. Earthen Vessel, we see another Eevee deck, which means they're probably going to suffer the same fate. Because we already have our Venomoth in hand. Unless their hand is absolutely cracked, we're gonna be popping off. I like that card art. It's very, very good. I think we just keep it simple. Place this down and pass. Unless they get Flareon in like able to attack and like get set up, I don't think there's anything we really need to worry about. And if we can just get a whole bunch of Frostmoths down, or Froslass. God, I'm looking at too many things on the board. I'm so tired. But if we can just get a whole bunch of Froslass down, we'll be like fine. Because how many ability cards they're playing, like Pokemon with abilities, we're gonna be spreading so much damage around. I'm not even upset about the Iono. I'm even less upset about it now, to be honest. Because we go like double Buddy Poffin, get our whole board set up, look for our 2 evolutions, and kind of pop off from there. There's Leafeon. And that gets around that, so, I mean, that's not terrible. Place this down just in case that gets knocked out. I want to see if I can get, yeah, I was going to say, if I can get Irida, I'll take that. Because I can use that, grab Frostmoth, or Froslass, and an Ultra Ball. Place that down, go Ultra. I'll get rid of the Super Rod. And this. I don't think it matters because we know that they have Iono in hand, so they're probably just going to drop it no matter what. But I'll hold on to this just in case they don't, for whatever reason. But Perplexing Powder's down, which means I'm going to be able to start spreading damage. They won't be able to use the items even if they find them. There shouldn't be a way for them to retreat the Leafeon and actually accomplish anything. And then on the next turn, I can drop the Arezu, get myself double Froslass. Alright, yeah, so they dropped the Iono, which is kind of what we expected, but at least it's still in our deck if we want to be able to search it out later. Though they kind of gave us what we were looking for anyway. And we also have the Rescue Board to work with. As well as a Night Stretcher for later. If they knock something out we really want to be able to keep. But we're going to be doing 20 damage in between each turn. Which is just going to outpace their board. The main problem that they have right now is that even if they start evolving their evolutions, it's not going to really matter because they don't have a way to power them up because they can't go like Glass Trumpet or anything. That's really good for later. We don't really need it right now though. But that is going to matter in the future. We can hold on to the Rescue Board in case they go to Boss Trap. We get the item lock reestablished and the confusion to the active. We will knock out this EUV on the bench in between turns. And now the main thing that we're looking for is just to get to one more Froslass. And if at any point they knock out our Venomoth, yep, they're just going to concede. It's just that easy, guys. It's so strong. There's really not much your opponent can do if they're not playing a deck that even... Oh, hey, it's Shaggy. Ruh-roh, Raggy. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to do one more game, just because I feel like maybe this video is going long, but I'm trying to get one game where our opponent doesn't concede, and unsurprisingly, I haven't gotten one. These are the every game you're seeing are the ones where our opponent doesn't just FF instantaneously at the start of the game. So, yeah. Finding people who don't give up is pretty hard, but it's kind of understandable when you put them against this. But yeah, that's going to be game number 4 or 5 or something, I don't even remember, but we'll do one final one, and I will see you guys there in a second. Peace. Alright, we're into whatever game number this is, but it is our final game. We see Espeon's sleeves. We're seeing a Snorunt. Our hand is actually pretty bad. So, we're hoping... If we can get like a Buddy Poffin off the top deck, we're in it, but if not... Alright, we see Resonant Evolution. I'm going to put energy down onto the Snorunt, just so that way I can retreat it later on, because I'm gonna have to go research here and hope to find like Budew or something. There's a Buddy Poffin. Yeah. Interesting they're playing the Resonant Evolution. There's a Budew. We have to get rid of 3 cards. We're discarding all this anyway, so doesn't really matter. Because, yeah, we're going to play this down at the end of our turn just to do so. Because we may as well play it rather than just straight discarding it. It could matter. So, we'll play this down. Play this. Drop the research. We do get the Budew, which is pretty big. Buddy Poffin. I'm going to go double Snorunt. Retreat. Bring this in. Igipollen. Because our opponent only has 3 cards to work with, 4 on whatever their top deck is. So I feel pretty confident we're going to be able to delay them here. Enough that I don't have to go Venomoth right away. Jose doesn't really do anything for us. So we'll probably just drop Iono after this. Here he gets rid of the counter catcher, that's fine. Yeah, they're playing like our Espeon deck from... What was it, like a month ago I uploaded that? Drop the Iono. There's an argument to be made to not bother dropping the Iono. But I think it's beneficial to do so. Because the argument to not dropping the Iono is that if we don't, they may be stuck on nothing, and the damage that we'd get, like, we're going to end up just knocking out all of these after a turn or two. So if they get if they get an out from the Iono, it's like not worth it. But at the same time, we're able to speed up the game, and at the end of this turn, if they don't have it, they lose anyway. There's the Espeon, so they did get an out to that. We can go Night Stretcher, pick up the Venomoth. Resident Evolution did actually kick in. Rescue Board. The Dark Energy doesn't really matter. Not really sure why they bothered to play that. Chris, we can power this up, but we do have the Neutralization Zone, and so they can't do anything to us anyway right now. So on the next turn, I think we go Night Stretcher, pick up the Venomoth, place that down, and then we'll go Pokégear first to see if we can get, like, Irida. And if we can, then we'll be fine, but... Alright, never mind. We knock out the Budew PRE, which means we don't have to worry about the barrel shenanigans. Get another Snorunt that we don't really need. We get the Grass Energy. That's actually super big. Because now we can go Night Stretcher for Venomoth. We don't have to worry about finding an energy. We can just research here. We do find ourselves another Frostmoth or Froslass. We'll retreat, bring this in, and go Perplexing Powder. So not only do we keep up the item lock, but they are confused, and we're dropping a little bit more damage. And if at any point we get knocked out, we can look to find our Munkidori just to drop additional damage. But if we get lucky pretty much at all, we'll pretty much be fine. Oh, that works. I mean, they can go Maze here and shuffle all this into the deck, and that's definitely annoying. But they are confused, which means that isn't going to happen, at least not just yet. So we're going to get a little bit more time. We'll hold on to everything in our hand. Go Perplexing Powder. There's Fortune Sisters. What do they get rid of? The Earthen Vessel and the Buddy Poffin. I don't care about the Buddy Poffin, but the Earthen Vessel kind of matters a little bit. They do flip heads, which means all this is getting shuffled back in, and I'm going to have to find it again. Which, you know, is a little annoying. The one thing that makes it not that bad, though... Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and drop this. Is that I can actually let one of my active Pokemon get knocked out. Or, like, let something get knocked out. It won't make all that much of a difference. Because now I can just put 2 Snowrunts down. And that means that my Munkidori won't get outpaced by them. And I'll just be able to, like, actually get more damage. So, it'll kind of work out all the same, to be honest. So them going Amaze is actually not that bad for me, because now it just means I'll get to control how many Frostless I have a little bit better for the current situation in compared to what it once was. But good for them that Espeon doesn't have an ability, because if it did, this game would have been long over. We do have Arezu available to us still. We could always Pokégear to look for it. Are they just going to keep going Amaze over and over? They go Psych out. Get rid of the Venomoth, or the Venonat. I'm gonna hold on to the Arezu. Irida. And grab an Ultra Ball. So that way I can always find the Venomoth later. But I need something to get knocked out. Because eventually I will win this game through just, like, pacing. But that's going to take forever. And I don't really want to do that. Tails. So they get a little bit more damage. There's the Dark Energy. The problem is, as of right now, it doesn't really matter what happens. We're just gonna have to slowly whittle them away. And, like, eventually, we'll get to the point where they knock something out. Or maybe they never do, because they might just not run a stadium to bump this with. I feel like they're trying to go Amaze, so not only am I just going to keep looping this, but I'm going to actually keep the Venomoth in hand. So even if they go Amaze, I can just play a new one down. Man, this one is kind of dull, huh? But I think this might be the only game we actually are able to play all the way to the end. Yep, there's the Amaze, which is what we kind of predicted. And we have the Arezu in hand as well, so we could always get these things back, but I think I'm more than content just replacing this. I'm not even worried about getting the Froslass on board yet. The only thing I would actually want to do is find a Grass Energy and just place that on a Venonat early. So that way I could not have to worry about it, but it's kind of going to end up all the same, really. Oh, yeah, like that. We'll go Arezu here. Grab that. And then I can just place this down. And then again, I'm just going to prepare for Amaze. There's no reason to play the Froslass down. It does not benefit me in any way. So I can just hold on to the other Venomoth in my hand. And if they go for Amaze again and recycle it, like, that's totally fine. We just play our Venomoth down and call it a day. I feel like they're just going to keep retreating back and forth to get around the confusion. But you can't really do this forever. Is where, like, eventually I will beat you. They get rid of the Pokégear. I think they were trying to get rid of the Venomoth in hand. But even if that circumstance is to arise, we do have the Super Rod. So we can just put them back. And if we have to spend one turn where we retreat out Venomoth, so that way we can just bring Budew in, that's also fine. They use the switch. They go Psych Out. Again, I assume hoping to get rid of the Venomoth, but they do not. Place one of these down just so we have it. Drop the Perplexing Powder. Put it in range that if it flips tails, it will knock itself out. And if it doesn't, we just knock it out on the next turn. There's the double Colress again to allow it to retreat. Bring in the new Espeon. Go for Psych Out. They do get the Venomoth. If we get another one in hand, that's going to upset them. We go Perplexing Powder, which means these things are on its last leg. This was a game that they were doomed to lose. There's not really a way for them to win. And they go Boss. That's fine. If you flip tails here... Ah, they flipped heads. Yeah, I can literally just discard the Dark Energy. I don't really mind. At this point, it really does not matter. And you're going to be very upset that this is what happened. But you can't escape the Moth. The Moth is an unstoppable force. Hey, and there's another one. You can't escape them. They're everywhere. They are the beginning. They are the end. They are in all things. Oh, they have a Master Ball version. That's pretty cool. Again, they're going to be so upset. I commend them, though, for doing everything in their power to try to win this. I was literally just saying I can't get anyone to play a game to the end, and boy did they do it. They certainly played it all the way to the end. Even if there was zero chance of them winning at any point, because they don't play a stadium for some reason. But yeah, alright, that's it for me, guys. I will see you guys all in the next video. This deck is a ton of fun, and it's super, super broken. But it definitely upsets people, so maybe don't play it against your friend if they're a bad loser. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all in the next one. Be sure to let me know what decks and other cards you want to see featured, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.